Oh yeah. 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 Yep. +8. Oh. And that's game. Okay. Hey y'all. Today I got to play a Boros mobilized deck that utilizes Windcrag Siege and Delaney to put serious pressure on my opponent. Most of the games were insanely fun, and I feel like in the right meta, this deck is going to terrorize the rank ladder. Thank you as always for stopping by and watching my videos, and I hope you enjoy. See ya! Let's go through the deck really quickly. So the first card that I have is Hinterland Sanctifier. This is just whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. This is very nice for all the mobilized cards that I'm running in here because you're getting 1 life per mobilized token. So if you double it, you can get upwards to 6 to 10 life in just 1 turn. Very nice. Second card is going to be the Stadium Headliner. This has mobilized 1, and its activatable ability is that if you sacrifice this creature, it deals damage equal to the number of creatures creatures you control to target creature. So it's kind of nice for removal, and it is a 1-drop, so that is pretty nice, especially since you can sacrifice this at the end of your turn. So if you have 8 mobilized tokens on the board, then this thing is doing 8 damage to a creature, and not a lot of creatures are taking 8 damage for fun. The next card I have is the Case of the Gateway Express. When this case enters, you get to choose a target creature you don't control, and then each creature you control deals 1 damage to this creature. Once again, you can play this after you finish swinging, so you should have extra tokens on the board for you to utilize that extra damage. After the case is solved, and by the way, it's solved when 3 or more creatures attack this turn, all your creatures get +1/+0. So all your mobilized tokens that are +1/+1 immediately go to 2/1. The game ends very quickly, trust me. The next card is going to be Coordinated Maneuver. You get to either deal damage equal to the number of creatures you control to a target creature or planeswalker, which is nice because there are a few planeswalkers in this format, or you can destroy a target enchantment, which is nice because it's always nice to have a little bit of enchantment hate in your deck. The next card we have is Sunpearl Kirin. It's a 2-cost, 2/1 creature. It has flash and flying. And when this creature enters, you get to return up to 1 other target non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. And if it's a token, you get to draw a card. Obviously, since this is a mobilized deck, you will have a lot of tokens, so you can flash this in at the end of your turn and go ahead and get a little bit of extra card draw. Or if somebody's targeting a creature during their turn, you can also flash it in to save your creature if you need to keep it. This is pretty good for like Delny, the Streetwise Look At, which we'll get into. It's pretty nice for the Dalkovan Pack Beast. It's just a very valuable card in this deck. The next card we're working with is the Voice of Victory. This is a 2-drop, 1/3 creature with mobilized 2. And one thing I really like about this card is that your opponent cannot cast spells during your turn. So once it gets to your turn, they're not going to be destroying any creatures. They're not going to be countering any spells as long as this card is on the field. So you can swing freely without thinking that your opponent is going to fuck with you. And I love that because opponents love to try to fuck with you, you know? I did add a one-off of Connecting the Dots. This is just for a little bit of extra card draw because I know that this deck is lacking it. This enchantment, whenever it enters, when a creature you control attacks, you get to exile the top card of your library face down, and then you can discard your hand by paying 2 and sacrifice this enchantment, and you get to put all the cards exiled with this enchantment back into your hand. It's nice to restock once you've ran out of cards because you're throwing creatures down on the field super fast, just trying to push out a lot of damage. The next card is Shock Brigade. It's a 2-drop, 1/3 creature with menace and mobilize 1. This is a very good early game creature. You just get to basically swing, and with all of the doubling effects, essentially you can swing for like 2 damage base, 5 damage when you get a Windcrag Siege or a Delny out, or if you have an Elsbeth out as well. But you know, that's like the ideal situation, so it doesn't happen too often. Frontline Rush is the next card I added into this deck. It's a 2-drop instant spell, and you get to choose 1 of 2 effects. The first one is you get to create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, which is pretty nice if you don't have any early creatures in your hand. But my favorite is the target creature that you control gets +X until the end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So if your board is 11 creatures deep, you're giving something +11. So if somebody blocks a creature or a token that's like 1/1, you just buff that bitch up and swing on them. It's a really nice combat trick to trick your opponent. It's just a really good all-around spell. So I had 3 copies of that in there. The next card is going to be the Dalkovin Pack Beast. This is a 0 or a 3-drop 0/4 creature with Vigilance and Mobilize 3. Mind you, I know it doesn't have any attack, but Mobilize 3 is so good, especially because Windcrack Siege is going to double it. So if you have 1 Windcrack Siege, that's basically Mobilize 6. You have a Delny out there, that's also Mobilize 6. Elsbeth doubles the tokens. This creature gets out of hand so fast. So always have this in your deck if you're running something Mobilize, in my personal opinion. The next card is Makeshift Binding. It's a 3-cost enchantment, and when this enchantment enters, you get to exile the target creature an opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. You also gain 2 life. It's just a little bit of removal. You can substitute this out for basically any other removal, Get Lost, anything really. I just, sometimes you have to get rid of a creature so you can swing a little bit more effectively. The next creature is going to be Enduring Innocence, which is a 3-cost lifelink 2/1 creature. My favorite thing about this is whenever 1 or more creatures you control with power 2 or less enter, you get to draw a card. So any Mobilize tokens, even if you don't play a card that's a creature, whenever you swing, if this creature's on the battlefield, you're drawing a card for free. And I feel like any deck just needs a little bit of card draw, obviously, so you can kind of shuffle through your deck a little bit faster. The next card is Zurgo's Vanguard. It's a 3-drop Mobilize 1. This creature's power is equal to the number of creatures you control, so it obviously synergizes very well with our Go Wide board that we're trying to build right now. And I do have a one-off copy of Elsbeth the Stormslayer, which is a 5-cost legendary planeswalker. And this just basically says, if 1 or more tokens you would be created under your control, aka any of the Mobilize effects, twice that many tokens are created instead. So it's doubling all your Mobilize effects. It goes crazy, but honestly, it doesn't get played that often, but it is nice to just, have some type of win con if the game goes later and you have a lot of mana that you need to spend. The +1 is that you get to create 2 white soldier creature tokens. The 0 is you get to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and all of them get flying until your next turn. And the -3 is that you get to destroy a target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. I do have 2 copies of Dalkovin Encampment. This is basically just a normal basic land, except it doesn't enter tapped if you have a mountain on the play beforehand. So that's pretty nice in terms of curving out. And then its activatable ability is whenever you attack this turn, you get to create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. So it's basically Mobilize 2, which is once again going to synergize very well with Elspeth. Unfortunately, it's not triggered by Delny or Windcrack Siege, but it is nice to just have a little bit of extra Mobilize in the deck, since that is the whole point of this deck. I'm running 8 plains, 8 mountains, 4 battlefield forges, which, is just for the out the gate. I don't want any tap lands. I need fast lands, so I need out the gate power. This doesn't enter tap. It just deals a little bit of damage to you. And once again, you can heal it back with the Hinterland Sanctifier. You can also heal it back if you decide to swing with the Enduring Innocence, even though that doesn't happen too often, I'd say. And then I have 2 copies of the Sun Billow Verge. And now we're getting to the 2 stars of this deck. The first one is going to be Delny Streetwise Lookout, which is a 3-drop 2/2 legendary creature. And it just says creatures you control with power 2 or less cannot be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. Mind you, everything outside of Zurgo's Vanguard in this deck is power 2 or less. So it happens very often. People play big cards and all of a sudden you get to just swing on them still because they can't block any of your creatures because they're all power 2 or less. And then the star ability of this card is going to be the second part. If an ability of a creature you controls with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time, which means all your mobilize effects trigger twice. Your Sun Pearl Kirin triggers twice. I think your Enduring Innocence triggers twice, but I guess we'll see in these games. Either way, Delny just goes crazy in this deck. It's such a good card. I've had so much fun playing with it. And then finally, we have Windcrack Siege, which is a 3-cost enchantment. I usually, when this enchantment enters, you get to choose between Mardu or Jeskai. I'll just say usually I choose Mardu because that's the one that doubles or triggers an ability of a permanent you control twice, which means the mobilize effects get triggered again. The Jeskai is also nice if you get multiple Windcrack Sieges on the field. And this just says at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. It gains lifelink and haste until the end of turn. This is pretty nice if you do have the Elsbeth out, because you get to make 2, so you're gaining 2 life if you're swinging with both of them at the same time. But I will say most of the time I'm just going to choose Mardu because you're just trying to get as many mobilized tokens onto the field as you possibly can. And then I did add a few sideboard cards for the best of 3 if you did decide to go that way. A few Destroy Evils for an extra removal. Shard Mage Rescue just in case they have tons of removal so you can protect something. A few Torch to Towers because, you know, it is a Boros deck, so having a few burn spells is not that bad. And then 2 Sheltered by Ghosts because I just like Sheltered by Ghosts, and sometimes I like to put it in my deck. But other than that, this is the Boros mobilized deck, so let's get into it. Okay. This hand looks okay. We have something to play on turn 2. We do have a Windcrack Siege. Oh, we have something to play on turn 1 as well. And we have Delny, so I will absolutely be keeping this on. We'll go ahead and lead off with Stadium Headliner. Next turn, we'll lead off with Voice of Victory. We're kind of hoping we pull 1 more land at least. Just so we're able to play the rest of our cards, but if we don't get it this turn, it's not the end of the world, but I would like to get that 3rd land as fast as possible. Killed, that's fine. There's our 3rd land, love that. I'm going to play the Windcrack Siege right now. I don't want to play Delny because I don't want to give them another target to kill. Right now, at least. And if they don't end up killing the Stadium Headliner, I can just go ahead and throw Delny out next turn. Okay. So it seems like this is very removal heavy. Naturally. And I'm assuming they have more because they always do. So far, they have not played a single creature. It's just the removal. And I feel like they might play some more removal. Okay, that's fine actually. Sorry y'all, if you hear my cat doing the absolute most right now. We have a makeshift binding up. I have a feeling they probably have more removal because that's all they've had in this deck so far. But at least we'll be able to swing with something. Hopefully we start drawing a few more creatures because we have more than enough lands, quite honestly. Not surprised about that. Okay, that's pretty bad actually. I was really hoping for another creature since they've burnt through so much removal. It's fine. Well, we do have connecting the dots, so that's good to start getting some card draw. Just in case we don't end up finding an actual creature in these next few turns. This is okay if this is all they do. I can makeshift binding this and continue to swing. Hinterland Sanctifier is not exactly what I was thinking, but I guess we're gonna have to make it work. Okay. They might kill it, but they're still going to Peru. And I can also coordinate them, which I will probably end up doing. They're thinking. They're at 3 HP. We're looking good, but I mean, they could have. First strike or life. Oh, but it's power. Okay, and this is where Delny goes crazy. Because these creatures are power 2 or less. This creature is 5, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm a swing, and he can't block it. Or they can't block it. So that's just GG's. And that's the first game. Easy peasy. We'll Shock Brigade first, Voice of Victory the next turn. And then we'll go from there. I might also makeshift binding depending on what they put down, but probably not. Are they running the same deck I'm running? Oh, maybe. Even though I know it's about to be a Sheltered by Ghost, probably, but... Which kind of makes me want to run Sheltered by Ghost. Oh, this is not Sheltered by Ghost. But that is a good target for makeshift binding, for sure. Okay, a good little start. So next turn we'll Windcrack Siege and then hopefully Frontline Rush afterwards, but you know, sometimes that does not happen. Okay, Unbrasked Forge. So it looks like we might be racing, which is actually kind of fine with me. If I get another land this turn, oh yeah, that's fine with me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. +8. Oh. And that's game. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, that was bright. Holy moly. We're on the draw. We have a siege. We do have some removal. I guess we do have a voice of victory. I guess we Oh, 2 voice of victory. That's pretty solid. Is this a mono green deck? What a king. Or queen. Here's my Elspeth. I think I makeshift binding this. So we're one land off from being able to play the Elspeth. Next turn we could either play, I guess we could play Voice of Victory in a case, if need be, depending on what they play. Because if I can get some removal on the, if I can get some removal, that might work out a little bit better. Okay. Okay. So I mean, technically we can play Elspeth next turn, which makes you want a Voice of Victory. Does it make me want a Voice of Victory? I'm kind of dead. I think I Voice of Victory. I might case up the Getaway Express still, just to kill this Line War elf. Just in case they have like one big bomb, even though I know they have a lot of land. So honestly, they're probably fine. Either way, they can probably play whatever is in their hand next. But if they leave the Voice of Victory alone, next turn, I do think I get to proc the case. Yep, that's... So I need... I already have... No. Oh, and he swung. Love that. You got it, big dog. Oh my gosh. That's not... That's pretty bad, actually. It has a lifelink. Oh, actually, that's okay. Yeah, no, this is okay. Because I can kill it with Elspeth. Elspeth next turn. The ward is pay 7 life. Because it enters tap. So, does this get trample? Oh, 4/4 and trample. It does get trample. That I'm trying to think. I think I have to make sure. I'll sacrifice these two. That's pretty bad because now I can't kill it anymore. I guess I win cracks. The Elspeth is dead this turn. Pretty sure. So we might as well just get as much value out of it as possible. This thing has reach too. Oh. This is pretty bad. Honestly, I'm kind of done. Even though, let's. The lifelink kind of ruins it. Let's see what's in our hand. See if it can save us. Nope. Okay. We're on the draw. We have a headliner. We have a pack. It's okay. Oh, we have a. I'm done. Oh, rapid back. This one is new. Stock. I think I swing first. Because I might just frontline rush if he decides to block. Or they decide to block. So next turn we can Sanctifier, I guess. Or I could also Impact. Oh yeah. I'll definitely Impact. We'll be swinging for 3 damage. depending on what they do, we can either pack beast into Sanctifier or we can binding into Sanctifier. I'm assuming they're only playing one creature. Ooh, another patchwork banner. Okay. So they're really doubling down on this. Okay, so we definitely Sanctifier makes. And we'll also get a little bit of life back from the Sanctifier, so that's pretty nice. Go back some of the damage that we're doing to ourselves from the battlefield forward. If they spend mana to kill the headliner, that would be pretty okay, actually. That's not. I think we just pack these. If they have another Season of the Burrow, it's probably bound. What is this? That's Vigilance. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Whenever a creature you controls with a +1/+1 counter on it attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on this creature. I'll take it. Okay. I think we swing with the Pack Beast and the Shock Brigade, and then we just frontline rush. Whatever he decides. They decide to swap. Look at all that healing. Look at all this healing. Oh, wow. Okay. So we can frontline rush for quite a bit, depending on what's chumping what. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Absolutely not going to rush. I pack. And blast this one. Oh! Am I dumb? Am I stupid? I could have killed him. I could have literally just. Oh no! I could have just frontline rush. It doesn't matter. They scoop. Whatever. We'll take it. But hindsight's 2020 to improve myself as improve myself as a Magic player. I could have frontline rushed any of the tokens and just swung on them with unblocked damage and just been done with the game. So I know that for next time. But I wanted to get rid of the creature for the mental stack, or we'll say that's why I did it, or something like that. That's the second time. Is it Proudest? Is it a Spell Pierce? Oh. Maybe it's an Unsummon? I mean, it could be. Core Steel Cutter. Okay. Queen Durian Incense now, so we can get our card draw online. And the next turn we can probably Sanctifier into Voice of Victory, or we can Sanctifier into Frontline Rush depending on what they put down. Okay, so it is a prowess deck. Do they have an no? Can't be unsummoned. They only have red. Torch the tower, burst lightning. That's fine. I'll be racing. Because I'm high key down a race. Let's sanctify it. I could pack Beast, and in case of the Gateway Express next turn, that might be better. But I kind of also just want to Voice of Victory. Burst Lightning does what? 2/4 if it's kick. Yeah, I'd rather Voice of Victory if they kill that than Dalk of Impact Beast. Okay, so they're missing lands. I'm a big fan of that personally. I'm assuming they're gonna find one land here. They probably just drew it, right? The thing is, I can kind of let them swing on me for a bit because with this Sanctifier out, as long as I'm actively swinging, I'm gaining a lot of HP back. So it's not the end of the world. I'm pretty sure I end up winning this little race for doing that. So I think we case of the Gateway Express, kill the Drake Hatcher. And then we can pack these. And then next turn we probably frontline rush to try to finish this game off. Everything oh yeah, no, next turn, depending on what they play, we just finish this game up. Oh, and they use the stock up. Okay, so I don't know what you do for 1 mana to stop yourself from dying next turn. So I can coordinate a maneuver something too. But I'm pretty sure I just frontline rush, coordinate a maneuver. Okay, so they have something that deals 4. I'm pretty sure they have a burst lightning in their hand. Oh, into the flood mode. Okay. That would stop it. That would be the thing to stop it. I'm at 9. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Do I not just win? Can't I just swing? Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 4. Yeah, I just win. Nice. Okay, okay.